Welcome back. My name's Doc, and thanks for joining me. For those of you whose first time it is, welcome. Well, they've finally gone and done it, folks. They declared level 6 for this this swine flu that's killing at about a quarter of the rate that normal flu does. That is utterly amazing to me, right? Because right now, according to level 6, they can tell you to stay in your home, and you have to. They can tell you can't go to work. They can tell you, basically, you can't do anything. They can close the roads. They can declare martial law. They can do whatever they want to you now at any time. Okay? And that should be particularly scary to you with the people that they're demonizing right now. Okay? You know, if this flu was enough to declare a pandemic, then every flu season we've ever had, it's been 4 times worse, which means, you know, people should have been quarantined to their homes for every single year you've been alive. Because every single year you've been alive, the death toll from flu has been 4 times greater than the death toll from this swine flu. So you are in 4 times greater danger from that than you are from this every single year you've been alive. Okay? This is purely control. The reason they're doing this is because, number one, of the report from Niels Harrit and his group of scientists finding tons of thermite in the dust from the Trade Center. And that's making its way around now. Some of you may not know about that, but if you Google Niels Harrit, you will see that they found explosives in the dust. Now, that can only mean one thing, okay? Because it would have taken weeks to get that much explosive inside the trade centers, okay? And the only people that could have done that are the security companies or the janitorial companies that work there. And even then, the security company would have had to be in on it because they would have had to check through security every day. Plus, they did a bunch of retrofitting and maintenance in there, too. And it doesn't take a whole lot of research to figure out who ran the security company for those buildings. Oh, imagine that. Is he related to George Bush? Yeah, I think so. In fact, his last name is even Bush, isn't it? Yeah. So that's who was running the security department there. And the retrofitting, is my understanding, was done by a firm belonging to another of the Bilderberg group. So there you go with the only people that had access to go in there and put explosives in the buildings. Now, this evidence is coming out now, okay? Not only that, but September is fast approaching, okay? And whether you believe Kissinger told Medvedev or not that he'd have America disarmed by September, it's amazing how all the events correlating around everything right now are pushing in that direction, okay? Including them trying to blame some nut wacko who went off on a rampage and did a shooting on the 9/11 Truth Movement, or any conspiracy group for that matter. And then you have Glenn Beck jumping in and saying the same thing. And now there's another moron right there, Glenn Beck, huh? And I told you guys when he first started saying things, right, that all he was trying to do was, as we were pulling people off the fence and waking them up, it was happening so quickly that it was hurting his ratings. And so he had to devise a plan to either join the movement, right, or to somehow snatch those people back that were waking up. And so what he did is he pretended to join the movement, and when he realized that we weren't going to believe him because he works for the government, you know, we saw over the FEMA camp things where he comes on and shows one debunked video and doesn't even speak about the actual bills that are in place that actually built them. Or does he go into the fact that he didn't show you the footage he showed you the first night when he said they did exist? Okay? He didn't go into any of those prisons that were there that he showed you. So, you know Glenn Beck is a tool. But this is all designed so that they can round up gun owners and anyone they think isn't going to go along with this New World Order. And believe me, the dollar is dead. It's over with, folks. Lindsey Williams talked about, and this is when gas was $4 a gallon, he talked about how the oil was going to go back down to $40 a barrel. Okay, and 60 days later, it did. Then he said it would stay there for about 6 to 10 months, and then it would slowly ratchet back up to $4 a gallon. We're back to $3 a gallon here in Sacramento now. So, you know that if he was right before, he's right now. And the reason they're doing, and he said that once the gas had ratcheted back up, that was when they were going to make their move. Because then the dollar could no longer be artificially propped up by printing money. That the inflation that was happening was inflation that couldn't be stopped by printing money. And it would lead to the collapse of the dollar. And that's what you see here. And so now, 6 months ahead of flu season, or 5 months I guess it is, right? They want to set it up now to where you can't go protest now. No protest. No public gatherings, if they say so. They haven't announced it yet, but those are the guidelines, and they said they would announce if the World Health Organization declared level 6. And they did last night. So, they can now restrict any movement. They can now come in your home to inspect to see if anyone's sick. In any home, anywhere. They can cut off anytime. They can cut off their communications. They can cut off being able to leave. So, the importance of having a bag packed now. And in fact, I would leave now if you have somewhere to go. I would get there the first time you see something weird in your town. The first time you see too many Army deuce and a halves rolling down the street somewhere, you need to not even go home, because you won't have time. You need to get in your car and get to where you're going to go. And so I think that you need to start carrying a bag ready to get with at all times now. Because the pieces are here, folks. It's in play. Okay? Martial law is in effect, but all but declared. Okay? And then you have the national level exercise coming up July 27th. That is the actual practice for taking over the country. Now, even where the flu season is active right now on the globe, because in certain parts of the world it's winter now. Just like, when it's summer here, it's winter in other areas of the globe, the other side of the globe. So, in the areas where it's winter, it's flu season, okay? And the swine flu is there too, okay? And it's not killing, it's killing at a quarter of the rate that the regular flu is. But it's infected more people, I guess, apparently. So the more people are getting this non-deadly flu, and yet still less people are dying from it. Okay? That's important to remember. But they're not locking down their countries, okay? Only Mexico did that, and that's because of unrest they had down there, because they were getting ready to lose their country. They were getting ready to be torn apart by what's going on down there, that they're not telling you about here. They're in full-out civil war down there, okay? And the government is losing. They got the upper hand with this swine flu. It scared people indoors. And so now they've had the upper hand since. But that'll change. That'll change. Now, the scary thing about here is they can restrict travel. And they've been fortifying and putting these huge concrete barriers in between all the freeways all throughout the Midwest. I have on very good authority from several people who have given me accurate information before that there's even large concrete pads now off to the side of the roads for inspections and things. And that is all to do with if martial law is declared so that they can cut off travel. Okay? Now, we've always had those hardened border areas for inspections all around here in the West. In every state in the West, the major freeways cross through inspection stations. I didn't see it so much in the Midwest, but here, every state has it. And they're hardened, and you can't go around them. So, and that's what that's for, is to cut everyone off. It's for the doomsday scenario, folks. So, man, the pieces are here. The camps are built. The prisons are built. The excuse is now here and in action. And with the rumors and the evidence we have, yeah, folks, it's time to be ready. I would say if you had levels of preparedness, I would go to full-on red alert preparedness right now. I'm NSM Doc, and I'll see you on the next round.